Alright, some little obstacles to overcome here. I needed the motor when it sat in there to not be any higher than the framing. Oh, and you can see we painted it a gray to kind of match the body. We'll touch it up better here in a few. So yeah, I need that motor down minimum 2.5 inches, or this body is just going to keep getting higher until it looks stupid. So I'm going to cut the motor plate, and what's nice is there's 2 1/4-inch steel walls on each side. I can just drop it down 2.5 and weld it, and the motor's narrower than that, but I'm guaranteeing there's going to be another situation for sure. I keep having that. Still got to finish some bracing under here. I just got impatient and wanted paint on it, so it started looking like, you know, a decent assembled toy. Yep. Just getting me a glass of motivation. Alright. First things first. I don't have much. I have to take a run to the store. Oh, that's more than enough. I'm not gonna lie. This project, I can't find it online. I've built a lot of stuff, and every time I think how unique and one-off it is, I always find somebody that built it first or something similar to it. And I think this is pretty close. Closest thing I could find to it. Tank track looking stuff, maybe on a lawnmower tractor, converted into a skid steer thing. This Polaris Power Wheel for kids or grown-ups, custom chassis. We're going to run a 20 horse twin for now. Invention, custom ride, badass whip, is going to be sweet. Right now, we're going to steal the power plant out of the mower. And the drive line from now. And I guarantee probably some other parts too, but I don't want to destroy that. Because eventually I wanted to street bike motor or sled motor that. And I have 2 650 triple sled motors. And I'm not a fan of dual motor stuff. But I thought 4-wheel drive drag tractor, but put 2 power plants in it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they make about 100 horse. It'd be a 200 horsepower 4-wheel drive lawnmower. That would rip. But anyways, let's go check out what we got down here. Well, little dirt road. Whoa, and in my tight garage, it's trashed. So the frames, it's some lightweight steel, so I'm doing a lot of reinforcing. I got these braces here, and I am bolting everything because I still want to have the adjustment for different tracks, so this is all adjustable. I just got to remember when I'm welding something not to go across the joints without having a bolt, so it can slide, pivot. And there's not really much to it. If you pull a track with the whole suspension, there's 1, 2, 3 mounting points on the tunnel. So all you really have to do is figure out where the track will be, you know, not too tight and not slacked. And then this front piece right here, actually, if I put the bogey in the wrong spot, too far back, too far up, it ramps too tight, and I guarantee it'd wear the track out there. So that's why we kind of have a slope. So when I mount the body, obviously I don't want it endoing or nosing over. I'll just build a body mount system to make that level. I might even make that adjustable. And then this does have like the little torsion bars and the dual shocks. And then I thought about taking the body and also mounting that on suspension. But we'll see. If it turns into a headache, I really want to play with it and not turn it into one of those year-long projects. But it would be cool because this thing would have 8 shocks. It'd be some pretty versatile suspension. This is the body. When you got all the power train out of it, electric motors, steering and everything, they don't weigh shit. They're pretty sturdy. This is a little bucket seat out of a Universal from Summit or Jegs. You can accept a 5-point harness. It does have a leather cover. But here, and I'm going to actually make a real roll cage for it and duplicate this just taller so it clears my head. But I took the seats out, the battery trays, and all the wiring, the shifter, and all I had to do, I should have recorded it, but I've been having a hard time uploading shit to my computer. But there was a shifter here. I cut the base down flat to this. I took actually the shifter out and cut the cup holders down to here. Back here, that was a battery tray, I believe. I did have to cut the corners, half a chunk out. We'll play with some sheet metal and rivets later. And then radius this bed, but I've only really protruded into it 6 inches by 2 feet. So I still have a dumb little spot for, I was going to say a kid cooler, but a grown-up cooler. You'd still probably put a 6-pack back there. This was cool. So after I get the seat in there, I was still a hair tight and I didn't want to keep going until I fell out the back. This plastic continued over, so I cut, because it was recessed, and just followed the line, but cut these out and my knees clear. And then actually after I put my legs in there, this actually goes pretty deep. I don't know if you can see, but another 2 feet that way, and could actually stretch my legs out full length. I thought, that's crazy. I mean, you're pretty much part of the Power Wheel at that point. But here, I got a picture of the body kind of hanging out in it. I thought it was cool. Pendulum here. I don't know, maybe if I find another one of these. No, I'd have to have a little Camaro Power Wheel or something, but I was going to say slam it, put it on shifter cart slicks, sled motor. We got a drifting Power Wheel. But this fits like a glove. I'm going to put aluminum plates in here to reinforce the body with the seats and the roll cage. But as you can see, I got into it. And then when I was playing around, I put my legs and found this. I mean, they're all the way up in the front, but I'm extended all the way out. And it's not going to have a steering wheel, it's going to have joysticks, because it's not half-tracked with a set of tires and then tracks. It's actually going to be like a Bobcat or a skid steer or a tank. We're going to call it the mini ripsaw or something. I'll probably get copyrighted for that. So now I'm debating on, I really do like to put my legs here, so I don't want the joysticks there and have to spread eagle. So I mean, kind of probably like my zero turn, or down here, real short, you know, or something. But I still want my kid to be able to drive it. So I don't want to put it somewhere he can't reach and sit in it good. Where'd my windshield go? I do have a windshield frame for it, and I'm going to plexiglass it. I might actually, when I do the cage, oh, I keep feeling like I'm going to flip. When I do the roll cage, I'm going to have real KC daylighters on her. I actually think it does accept bulbs in the headlights and taillights, so I might do that. Just little touches, so I want it to almost look like I went and spent 30 grand on this stupid concoction. We got a disaster here. You can tell it's getting pretty late. But I gotta keep going. Because I really want to run something the fuck over! Still have flip motor. That's just sitting here. I gotta go get a hole saw. Cut holes for the two pumps. They'll go straight down, catch the motor. Lines, boom, boom. Got some extra steel to do some cool reinforcing, and it'll look good, I think, catching the body. I still may do suspension on that body. I'm not 100% yet. But I'm going to do some dual exhaust. Instead of them just coming out the side like the mower did, I'm going to go straight down, come back, and that big opening, I'm going to X-pipe it and come up like some cool jet-looking exhaust in the air in the rear thingy. It's kind of looking like a clusterfuck at the moment. It looked real clean with just the body and the tracks, but I'll fab it all in. See, I got some covers I might run down each side with, and there's a pile of tools and junk and steel all over it right now. This thing, I'm pretty sure, is going to be phenomenal. If somebody could help me spell that when they get a minute to. Yeah. Go back to the pole barn, steal the fuel tank I left on the mower. The X mark I parted out. That's what's left of her. Dun dun dun. Not much. The controls. The seat, though, had adjusters on it that I can put on this so I can move it. But stage 2, we're about getting to a wrap. I mean, stage 3 is drive over shit, run over shit, break shit, try not to break it. Me and the little guy are going to be ripping over some cattails hopefully tomorrow. Stay tuned. Some of you, please don't. Oh, I wasn't recording, but first start. I gotta bleed the pumps. Check everything that I'm not thinking of right now. So as you can see here, the preset on my camera doesn't even put it in the picture in the garage. So here's the Polaris power wheel track. I gotta come up with a cool name for it. The one guys that I seen online, the 12 and 14-year-old that built the snowmobile tracked lawnmower, call it Larry the Ripper. So I gotta come up with something cool. I mean, I could call it the Turtle, because I feel like it ain't gonna go that fast, but it seems pretty cool looking. My hoist is got a vehicle on it, so I can't go any higher. And to get it out, I gotta take the seat and the roll bar out to drive it out of here. It's 6'9" tall to the top of the roll bar of the seat, tallest point. It's pretty big. My kid calls it the monster truck. And I don't know, I think I mentioned it already. Eventually it is going to be a golf cart on these tracks. So I kind of built the chassis where I can put kind of any body I want on it. And only reason for it is this is a one-seater. Kind of want something. And if I get a golf cart, you can do they're a two-seater, and then you can do the little back half thing that makes it a four-seater. Some ins and outs of it. So the frames, I'll get into that and explain it later because they're not even totally done. But right now I'm wiring it. These are X mark weights for when you have the rear bagger on. Well, these two bolts, and then I got these frames. This comes off, which that angle iron holds the battery in. You slide the battery over, tilt it, and it comes out. It was an accident that I even figured out that I could make it that tight and do that. This piece is the back of an X mark chassis, where they'd usually have the upright 20 something to 27 horse Commander in it. The hydros, where I retrofitted sprockets to them so I could gear them. I'd rather not underdrive the pumps. The motor mount, that was fun. So the engine won this body. I only originally had it 6 inches off the tracks, and it looked cool. The roller everybody's seen was where I had it, and it ended up having to go a little higher. So the motor mount, I had to cut it out where it grabs the motor, and I dropped that 2.5 inches. I do got to cut a little gap in the, actually maybe I don't. Well, I'm going to clearance it on the motor. I'm going to cut, and then in there I got an aluminum sheet of diamond plate for the floor. And I might do something on the sides because it does look a little bit more cluttered than the roller. And then you can see the round tube. I'm going to angle them and make it look like a little monster truck chassis. Paint it gray to match the body. That other footboard over there will eventually be red. So I'll do accents of red and blue. The motor's green because that was the last project. Still just extensions on the roll bars with plastic. But eventually all this is going to be steel, and that'll help hold the body on there. Basically, it'll be a seat. I got window nuts that were for my dragster sandrail that I'm going to put on the sides. So if I do talk the kid into driving it, he's safe. I got lights. Actually got my Harley light up high, a projector LED 6-inch bar down low, LEDs on each track, so when it's dark, if I can get it kicked outside before the light comes up, the tracks glow. And then I got just a running light in the back I still have to wire. But she's coming along. I can't wait to drive it, and if it isn't a complete just failure, I will record it and show everybody.